All right, welcome. Let's see if we can see who's in here. All right, looks like we're live. All right, sweet. So I know people are just starting to trickle in, but I just wanted to say welcome everyone to the first episode of Building with Moby. Here we can see the comments rolling in down here. And basically what this is, it's going to be a weekly session where we hop on with AJ. We talk through different real use cases of the new product, and we build in public. We build in real time. And there's a few things I want to point out before we jump into it. So we have the entry screen here, and here we see a QR code in the top left. That's the QR code for the page where you can learn more about Moby, sign up for the wait list, and to get access to this awesome new product, the next generation of Triple Whale. And with that, so today we're going to be building a few things, creative dashboards with a sequence, and then we're going to build a forecasting dashboard as well. And without further ado, AJ, is there anything you want to say before we jump into it?
No, I think it's going to be exciting. I think sharing live and seeing the power of this live, it's hard to. I show it on Twitter maybe sometimes, but it's so much more powerful when you see it live. Also, all the mess ups and all the large language models like Moby sometimes have moods, so we're gonna all watch those together. It's fun. I'm excited about it.
Awesome. I'm excited too. So I'm going to switch us over to.
You guys see my screen? Amazing, amazing. So I'm going to start with the creative use case. I think it's a great use case, and I'm also going to build a sequence around it and share it, save it into a board. So let's start with a simple question, or not so simple. Give me my FB creatives over. Sorry for that. The thumb stop and all of it over the last 7 days that spent more than $100, and give me the spend ROAS, NC ROAS, CPM, CTR, thumbstop, copy, images, and video URL. Give me the top 10 by ROAS. Or let's do, by ROAS. Let's go. Amazing. As you guys can see, that's a pretty massive prompt over here. There's a lot going on there. So I'm asking for Facebook creatives over the last 7 days that spent more than $100. I'm asking for a variety of metrics with some bad spaces there. Okay, let's try that again. That didn't work for me. That's what a live stream is all about. Let's go ahead and grab this prompt again. Remove the top 10 from here. And maybe let's go a little simpler. Let's remove these two and just do CTR. Thumb stop. Thumb stop. Let's go with this again. Part of the learning curve with Moby is learning how to prompt it. It is very, very important to learn how to prompt Moby. And once you learn how to prompt it, it becomes a superpower. Okay, again. Beautiful. Let's fix this up one more time. Let's actually remove, maybe we have some thumb stop and hold ratio, or maybe what are causing the problem. Let's remove those and go into this. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, now in the background, what's happening is now that we figured out that thumb stop and hold ratio are not supported yet, we're gonna have the AI team literally today fix that, and then by the end of today, next stream, you guys will see thumb stop and hold ratio are gonna be in. But over here, I can see my CTR, my ROAS, my spend. You see all the ads here are above $100. I didn't ask for the top 10, so I got 221 ads. I got the images. It's just amazing, and the type is a video or image. Okay, now let's ask Moby to do another thing. Let's first grab this because this is a build in public build in public seminars. So let's grab this and add it to new board. We're going to call this, let's start with Meta Creatives. Okay, now we're going to change this to the Facebook icon and leave the date on today, leave it dynamic, and save that dashboard. Okay, beautiful. I'm gonna go check out that dashboard. I'll check out the dashboard in a minute. Let's go down after this and ask Moby, using the, let's don't use other tools. Moby has a lot of tools in his toolkit. Just use the data above and the ad copy and tell me what my store's personas are. I can't really type English, so you guys will have to excuse me on the typing side. And now Moby just grabbed, this is beautiful. It's breaking out the personas of the store based on the ad copy above. Now I'm going to go ask Moby, um, using these personas above and the ad copy, please please write 5 new ads and use emojis. Sorry for my spelling, but this is the beauty of LLMs. It does not matter how you spell, especially if you're, here we go. Amazing. Okay, so now this is insane. Now I got my copy done for me. The thing is, I actually want this copy to come in every single day and for it to do this thing every single day. Look at these creatives and produce me new creatives. So before I go into the dashboard I just built, I'm going to go ahead and save this into a sequence and call the sequence, I'll call this meta creatives. I'll call it new meta creatives. Amazing. Okay, and now I am going to save this sequence. Okay, now I'm going to go into the sequence library that I just built. Okay, amazing. Now I'm going to go ahead and create a schedule. And I'm actually going to have this sequence done for me every single day. I'm not going to send it to my email. I'm just going to put it in my creative dashboard that I just built. Let me find it. I got a lot of dashboards I built out here. Meta Creatives. I think it's this one I just built. And I'm going to call this Meta Creatives or new Meta Creatives. New Meta Creatives. And now I'm going to create a schedule for this sequence, and we'll see it in a minute in the dashboard. Okay, now I'm going to go back in here and go into the dashboard. The new Meta Creatives, I just Meta Creatives. I think it's actually this one. It's not this other one. Okay, amazing. Let me just delete this old one as well. Okay, now I have my new Meta Creatives, which I just created right now. Amazing. Now I'm going to, first of all, make this larger. Second of all, make this one. 1 second. Second of all, make this one a little bigger as well. Okay, beautiful. Now I'm going to remove some parts of this because I don't need that. Amazing. Because I know this is meta. Okay, I'm going to grab the ad name, make it a little bigger, grab the ad copy, make it a little bigger as well. I'm going to also make the ad, I'm going to pin this left, make the ad copy a little smaller, and also pin this left. And beautiful. Now I have a table. I can also customize any other part of this table, but I have a table where I can see my meta creatives, the type, the spend, the ROAS, the CTR, and it's all date picker sensitive. So although Moby produced me a report that was, based on the last 7 days, this report changes when I actually change the date picker. Now, right above, we just got our sequence that came in. So the sequence finished running, as you guys can see over here. And now that sequence is in the board. Now let me make some room for it. I'm going to close this up. Actually, I'm going to make my table a little smaller. Got to figure out how to manage the real estate here. I'm going to keep the table actually pretty big. And I'm just going to put the table above this report. Make this big, put you up, and then scroll down here. And I'm going to make, one second, sorry. I'm going to make this report bigger. Amazing. There we go. Now I'm going to reorganize these two. Fantastic. Okay, here is my dashboard. Look at that, guys. So now I have a dashboard which has all my meta ads coming in, my meta creatives with CTR, ROAS, and spend, just like that. And below that, I have every day. This now refreshes, and you guys can see when it uploads new creatives that are done for me. And this is mind blowing. Okay, that's an example of a new sequence and a new dashboard build out using Mobi and sequences and the boards. Now let's go to another example, which I think is also really, really cool. Let's go back to the chat to Mobi. Let's do some forecasting, and then we'll ask Mobi to actually build me a plan using that forecasting. Let's go. Give me my FB ROAS. Let's go. Give me my revenue. Let's start with revenue. Give me my revenue over the next 6 months using the last 30 months data. Okay, and now this is going to go to our forecasting service. I'm hearing myself a little bit double. I'm not sure why. This does take a little bit of time, and let me explain a little bit why this takes a little bit of time. The reason this takes time is because Mobi has a couple of different tools it uses. So one tool is obviously its brain, the large language model behind it, but it also has other models that Triple Whale has developed internally for specific use cases. So we have a model that works on generating forecasts. We have a seasonal, linear, and a couple of other models in the back end, and we run them for your store. And you'll see for different stores, there's a variety of how accurate we are. But for a lot of stores in Triple Whale, the MAPE, which is the absolute mean error rate, is below 15%, below 20%. It's true for this store. Okay, let's go over this forecast for a minute before I just move on. So the forecast has multiple parts to it. It has your historical monthly revenue. Okay, number one, it has your historical predicted revenue. Okay, and so over here you can see how accurate we were historically, and you can see the trend was spot on with our forecasting historically. And then the red line is our future prediction, and the purple lines are our upper and lower confidence intervals, meaning it could be that, it could be that, but the actual is anywhere between these two. You see, as time goes on, actually over here it's pretty confident. When it's less confident, you'll see those confidence intervals getting wider. And so you'll see that the prediction may be less confident over time, which makes sense. Now let's go ahead and add this to a board. I'm going to call this board a new board. Let's just do new board. We'll call this future plans. And now let's go ahead and change this into an icon or to emoji. I like the where is that emoji that we use? Not dice, because it's not a dice. There we go. 8-ball. That looks great. Okay, now I'm going to make this non-dynamic because I don't need this to be date picker sensitive. And I'm going to go ahead and save that. Amazing. Now I'm going to go grab the same prompt and ask it to forecast my new customer revenue. There we go. And then I'm going to ask it to do returning customer revenue right afterwards. And then we're going to ask it to forecast my Facebook ROAS. Maybe we should also ask it to forecast, no, just Facebook ROAS. Let's do that. And we'll have 4 forecasts. This does take a lot more time, the forecast, because of all the compute that's happening in the back end. Again, the only way to get this type of forecast is to hire a whole data team and to or manually do this in a spreadsheet. But again, you wouldn't have the AI algorithms behind it. So the fact that this takes a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes is mind blowing, because the other option is, a lot more time than that. Ethan, how are we doing?
We can do
Good.
this. Can we see me now?
It's good.
We can do this in real time.
Amazing, amazing.
There we go.
Okay, we're actually predicting. No, so this not give me what I wanted in this prediction. Let's go. Let me start a new conversation with Moby for a second. I'm gonna erase this one. Do that again. Let's do my new customer revenue. My return. 100 people. Amazing, guys. I hope you're enjoying this. This is how it is going to be using Mobi day to day. Again, I don't think you guys will be doing forecasts every day. I think you'll be doing forecast, once a week, once a month, and then saving that forecast for the future. But I just want to show you some of the really powerful use cases. I'm not sure what
And if-
it was as a prediction. Yeah,
I was going to say, if anybody has any other questions or any other things they want to see, feel free to drop those in the chat and we'll use them to guide this conversation in future episodes. We know this is the first one, but in the future, we want to be able to come in with real use cases and questions that we can solve for everyone and build. AJ,
Yeah.
I think after one of these forecasts, we should ask a question about the MAPE and understand that, because I know that was powerful for me in understanding these forecasts more.
Yeah, yeah. I also think that this use case is a too slow of a use case to show off on a video. More of a use case you're using in real life. So I think we're going to move on to another use case. But one second, I'm gonna. Here we go. Okay, the new revenue is not actually working for me. I don't know why. So let's move on to to another use case and not a forecasting use case. I'll show you guys actually where this ends up for a second. So I do have a board built out with the forecast, which I did before. It does take a little bit to load. You guys have to give this a second to load because it's a lot of data crunching over here in this load. So this board is loading your forecast for future revenue, for new returning, and the Facebook ROAS. And as this loads, no, so wait. As once it loads, I'm going to actually ask Moby to analyze all the data in these dashboard and give me some insights. And so Moby lives in Triple Whale in three places. It lives as itself right now as a standalone. It also lives in the SQL in your warehouse, in your data warehouse in Triple Whale, and it also lives on the boards. In different places, it serves for different purposes. So so in the boards, it surfaces as a data analyst for the data in the boards, although it can do everything else. It can do everywhere else also. Let's start using the data in this board. Build me a plan for the next 6 months. And over here, Moby's going to go ahead, look at all the data that's in the board, and tell me what I should focus on. And this to me, it's crazy, right? Look at this thing. It's telling me my revenue is going to peak in May. Here, this is crazy.
This is
Here,
wild.
ads achieve surpassed forecasted revenue in July. Okay, strategic product here. We should when I should launch the product promotions. Okay, can you get more detail in the plan?
The chat with board is so powerful because it's one way where Moby really starts to help you become that. It becomes that analyst that helps you understand what to actually do with your data and contextualize it. Like the fact that you can chat with the dashboard now is insane.
Yeah. This to me is crazy. Now you can't save a chat yet from here, like with a prompt into the board, like we did with the sequences, but we will allow that in the future as well. Let's take another great use case, which I wish I had when I was running Madison Braids. Give me my top landing pages by sessions. So sessions, sessions over the last 33 days. Or let's do from 3 days ago to 33 days ago, and give me the CR per page. Okay, so this is landing page. Again, no need for GA. We just use the pixel data to build this report for you. I'm going to duplicate this and just ask it to give me over the last 3 days. Amazing. Okay, so now I got this report. It's writing out for me some insights. I got my pages, and I got my sessions, and I got my conversion rate per page. And now I'm going to go ask it to do the same thing over the last 3 days. And now after this, I'm going to ask it, don't use any tools. Please use the data above and build me a table in this chat that has the data from 33 days and the data from 3 days ago, and compare them with a percent, and if the percent is more than 10% up, add yay, and if it is down, add oh no. Amazing. Let's just do this. And now the chat, because it has access to all the data and it's a large language model, it could just do that. And it's going to write me, there we go. So I got my sessions, the difference between them, and yay or nay. Oh no, the percentage. Oh, I don't need the sessions. I needed the conversion rate. This is my mistake. Let's do this again. And let's say, give me my, give me my landing page, by CR. Okay, that was almost good. Oh, here we go. This, use only the CR. Okay, now it's going to do it again and give me the conversion rates instead of just, there we go. Beautiful. Check that out, guys. That's insane. And now I can take, again, this, create it into a sequence, and get this into my email or get them into a dashboard that I want. It's just a crazy time saver. Okay, let's go into another use case around merchandising. Let's start with this. Let's build a simple dashboard that in Triple Whale today you can't build. Give me my, what am I thinking we should do? Yeah, give me my my orders over the last 7 days from Shopify. And let's do this. Broken and break. No, sorry, this is not coming out right. Let's do, give me my AOV and orders over the last 7 days by day for Shopify. By default, if you ask Mobi questions and you have Amazon and Shopify connected, it will grab data from both. So you want to be specific about what you're asking about.
That's a good best practice for for anything, clarifying which channel you want to pull from, especially for ad channels and
Yeah.
things like
Now let's
that.
add this into a board right now. We're going to call this Shopify. And I'm just going to leave this icon over here and click save. Let's keep on going for a second. Now let's do, give me my, give me my AOV for new versus returning customers over the last 7 days by day. Amazing. Okay, let's grab this. Actually, I did not specify Shopify here, right? So this is going to grab Amazon as well. And I can see that in the query over here. I can see in the query, it just doesn't specify a platform. So let's do, can you edit the above to just have Shopify in it? And over here, actually Moby, that didn't work. Okay, good. We label in Triple One, this is very important. We label every response and where it comes from, so you can see if it's what you wanted to get, right? So over here, you see this is from the warehouse, and this is from the warehouse, which is your internal, not your product warehouse, but your data warehouse. This response didn't come from the warehouse, right? So you can see that data is not what I want. You edit the query. Now it might not have access because the query is 2 messages above it. Okay, so let's start that exact message again. Let's grab this one. Let's put it back in here and say for Shopify.
What happens if you click explain query?
I'll show that in a minute. That's a good question. Okay, beautiful. So now we just have Shopify, and now we're going to first let's add this back into the Shopify board. All right, so we have a Shopify board which we just built out, and then let's click explain query. So explain query is another service that Mobi has access to, where it basically reads the query and then breaks it down into English for you and tells you where it's pulling from, right? In this case, the orders table. And it tells you everything about the query, which is extremely powerful. And as you guys can see, what's happening in the background here is Triple L is actually writing code for you to get that data, which is just amazing. Okay, let's pause this for a second and go into the board that I just built. Let's go into Shopify. And let's organize this a little bit better. So let's make this, first of all, a little bigger. Let's now also make this one a little bigger and this one a little bigger. And now let's also do a couple more stuff. Let's change this to last 30 days. Let's change this to a bar chart. And let's also, these should be in the same axis, the new versus returning. Well, it doesn't matter because they both have the same values. I'm going to leave this like this. This is fine for me. Let's change this AOV. I'm going to change the colors, but I'll leave that alone for now. Let's change this also into a bar chart. But over here, I want the total orders to be on the right, the AOV to be on the left. And because this is Triple Whale always was not great at visualizing data over time, this is it. You can now visualize any data you want over time in a beautiful manner. And let's actually ask the AI, because I'm just looking at this, but let's ask anything interesting in the board that you can point out for me. And this is a very simple, right? This is amazing. It's pointing out the exact dates where specific things were higher or lower. Now I could look at the chart also, but it's just so beautiful when someone just spells it out for you. It's like
Right.
having always someone just write something for you. It's
It's crazy. And the more you have in the dashboard, the more detailed its observations become.
100%. Okay, let's go back to Mobi. Actually, we're about an hour in. We're half an hour in. Why don't I stop sharing my screen for a minute and let's start. I'll share again in a couple minutes.
We can switch over here.
Beautiful. Okay, do we have any questions or anything else that anyone's asking about? Or we can keep on going in terms of building other boards out. Let's
Doesn't.
build okay, so let's build out another cool board. I'm gonna go back to sharing then.
All
Let's
right.
build a very
Go.
cool board. Let's do entire screen. Okay, let's build out a very cool Facebook use case. Let's do like this. Give me my FB ROAS over the last 7 days. It's the first prompt. Now we're gonna go give me my Facebook ROAS by. Oh, you know what? I have to build this into a sequence. So I'm just gonna run the sequence, and I want to show you guys how the sequence looks, and then we're gonna pin the result into a board. So this is a deep dive for Facebook, and I love this because oh whoops, 1 second, it's just giving me the results without showing me. It's fine. It's giving me the data without actually building the tables. It's fine. Let's let it run. So over here, you actually see, even though it didn't come back with the same UI, it's coming from our warehouse, which is all great. And it's pulling from everything. It's pulling product placements. It's pulling the gender, and now it's going to be pulling the publisher platform. Pulled all those, amazing. And now using all the data, it's going to write me a report. It's crazy. So instead of me going to Facebook, breaking everything down in Facebook, I now just have a report written out for me. Now let's add this. Let's add this into the creative dashboard we did before. Why not? Let's just run this all the time. There we go. Now let's send this into the meta creative dashboard I built. And now let's call this meta deep dive and create a schedule. And again, now this is going to run. And while it's running, we're going to see that show up pretty soon in the same dashboard that we had over here. So it's going to show up above. We're going to bring it down below. And over here, we're going to have our creatives every day come in. And we're also going to have a meta deep dive coming every day. Now, I can obviously tell it to this meta deep dive is last 30 days, but it could be last 7 days compared to last 30 days. You can really build whatever you want. Let's wait a little bit until it gets in here.
And I know you showed how to save a sequence, but I think we're also working on a big sequence library as well. So there should be soon many out of the box sequences that you can run and get inspiration from and add to your dashboards out of the box.
100%, 100%. We need to let it run. It's going to take a little bit of time. Once it finishes running, we will see it in the board. What other things should we show off? Let's show off. Here we go. Beautiful. We just got amazing. Let's grab that thing and put it in its rightful place. Let's put it below. There we go. Let's make this put above. And then we're going to go grab down here and make this a little bigger. And just like that, I have a dashboard that's talking to me. A dashboard that is talking to me. This is, yeah. The only other way to do this is have your employees do this, right? Or you, right? This is it. Okay, now I wanted to show off another big part of the platform. So to make all this work, besides the AI magic that went into it, which was a lot of AI magic that went into this platform to make it work, there's even more data engineering that went into this to make it work. So what we actually built out for all of you guys is essentially uh, in the terminology of data management, there's something called the data warehouse, which is what you have over here, which is basically you have access to all the raw data, not really the raw data, but close to it, and you can build reports off of it. So if you're like me and you don't know SQL, this may be a little scary, but you basically can just click on every dimension over here, and it will just build the SQL for you. We're writing the code just by clicking. Amazing. I'm just going to click on all these, and now I'm going to get a report. Let me go to visualize that. Amazing. I have all this data. Now what I'm going to do with this is actually, I'm going to ask the AI, change this to the last 7 days by day. And what it will do right now is it's going to grab the query that I just wrote on top, edit it, and I'll be able to just use it right over here. And again, this is where Mobi's infused throughout everything. Beautiful. I just got that back. I'm going to just use that. And now I'm going to run this. Now I'm going to make a mistake on purpose right now just to show you guys something cool. So I just wrote this query. I'm going to run this query and it will not work for me because there's an error over there. We built AI that fixes AI. So if you really don't know how to use it, like you just click this and it will do that. And now we are going to get the results again. Amazing. I'm just going to add a roll up. This is basically the only thing I know how to do in SQL is add a roll up. You'll see what a roll up is in a minute. The roll up basically allows us to give a total row on the bottom. Beautiful. But what else does this allow us to do? It allows us to actually build summary page tiles, which we all love and use in Triple Whale, right? Now let me take this result and put this back into the Shopify dashboard that we had before. I'm going to go view my dashboard. So we're going to make this, what I'm going to do here, I'm actually going to make this. So this is like the summary page. This setting over here just makes it that you can't actually customize the layout to be side by side. It's like a set layout in terms of sizes. Okay, amazing. But I'm looking just at today. Let's go look at last 30 days. Amazing. Look at this. I got all of my different data points. Apparently I got Amazon in here as well, which I clicked on. Now let's go ask the chat, give me some insights from this board. And now it's going to give me a ton more insights because it has a lot more. Yeah, this is beautiful. Okay, let's go. Another thing people asked, I remember there was an ask like this a long time ago in Triple Whale. Now we have a beautiful template library over here on the side, which lets you get started with Moby. So if you don't know how to use Moby at the beginning, this is a great place to always click through and find things. Let's just do hour. And this is cool. You can ask Moby to look at my ROAS from Facebook over the last 12 weeks and break it up by hour of the day. Using the data above, give me the 3 best hours of the day. That's simple. Okay, I just look at the ROAS, but let's do give me the 3 best hours in a row and the worst ones. Okay, so now let's see what Moby does. There's two options. Either Moby will just write up a report or he will go ahead and write some Python code for us to do this. And over here, what Moby is doing, and he's going to write some code. That's not an easy task to do. You just can't look at it and break it into sequential hours. The code interpreter is still very much a work in progress in Triple Whale. When it is GA ready, it will be fully out. But let's see what the code interpreter does. So over here, it's grabbing the data above, writing code for you, and let's see the output. And this is as live as it gets.
And is the key word for the code interpreter using code? If you want to.
So actually, so I didn't even say using code, right? Over here, it just inferred it needed, but there are some keywords like using code. So the best hours are 11 to 1. Let's go see that. So 11, 12, and 1. Amazing. And the worst hours are 6 to 8 in the evening. Let's go look at that. So 6 p.m. Let's just do the hours in an orderly fashion here. So we have 6 to 8. Looking at this, it would be very hard for me to just spot that, right, as in a row. It's pretty impressive. It's really crazy. It's just amazing. It's just amazing that this is doable. And then I can actually grab this as the output and put it in a board, and it will be date picker sensitive, which is crazy. Okay, we did the hours, we did forecasting, we did creatives.
You can also visualize the hourly breakdown as a board, and then whatever date range you're looking at, you'll see the trend in hours.
Yeah. What other great things does Moby have access to? It has a ton. Moby can also search the internet. Give me like any other provider, but it also can do benchmark. Oh, let's go to benchmarks. Let's see what's going on with benchmarks. I'm actually not sure if this is out yet and working, but we're
Yeah, I
gonna
know we've made some changes, but let's see.
last. I'm not sure if it's gonna work. I'm not sure if this is finished yet. Let's see. Okay, this didn't work. This is going to cut. This data set is not available yet in 3.0. It's going to be available very soon. But yeah, I thought that might be the case. You can even build a cohort table using Mobi. This is very cool. But this is a little longer, more data crunching over here. So I'm asking it to build us a cohort table. If you guys are used to LTV tables, this is going to build that.
We have a question on the left too that I can read after this.
Well, so over here I have my cohorts by month. I have the revenue for those cohorts per month. And again, I can take this output and put it in a board. Yes. What's the question?
Okay, so ecom levelin asked, can we create a custom widget for a custom parameter or a custom metric?
So you can create custom metrics within Mobi right now. So I can say, give me my, what would be a custom metric? Let's say, give me my AOV for only for orders above $100 in the last 7 days. That's a pretty custom metric, right? You'd have to figure out how to do that in Triple Whale previously. Let's see what Moby does. Okay, so let's ask it to explain the query for a second also. And yeah, you can actually go ahead and ask it to do it by day and visualize it 100%. And so it's explaining, it also used Amazon over here. It's telling me what it did, right? So it took the data with orders that are greater than $100 and divided it, the order quantity by, yeah, it's amazing. This is exactly what it should have done. In terms of, we also have a custom metric builder coming, like a UI custom metric builder coming to 3.0, which is the metrics library. So if there's a metric that's too complicated for Mobi to build right now, you can just go ahead and build it over here. This is still a work in progress. This is getting finished right now as we speak. And then it doesn't yet work, but Mobi will be aware of your own custom metric in Linguo. So if you define net profit in a certain way, Mobi will be aware of it and be able to pull your definition of net profit over time, which is very cool. I hope that helped answer the question. Ethan, any more coming in?
That's the main one right now. We have there's about 190 people on at the moment. So if anybody else has questions, feel free to ask them.
Can we just play around a little more? Whoops. Sorry, let's redo that.
What are some of the other? So I know Mobi will interpret your question and do what's best, but what are some of the other code words that help guide it into specific tasks?
Yeah, so Mobi has 7 or 8 tools at this point. Okay, so one of them is get data, which is the one you guys see over here. One of them is explain query. One of them is modify query. Edit this to be per week. Edit the query. Whatever, it will get it. Query. This will get it. It will go modify this query above, and then it's going to do it per week. So it has get data, modify, explain. Beautiful. I have it per week. It does not yet chat with the UI. The reason it does not chat with the UI yet is because there is an issue with large language models at this point where they have a hard time with they have a hard time actually broken up by day instead of by week. Okay, fine. Change it to per week, not per day. They have a hard time with a lot of tools, so we removed the UI components. You just have to change things from like a bar chart to a graph chart, all those by yourself. Being persistent about not wanting to change it to a week. Let's just grab the first prompt and just ask the same thing. And there's an example of where you would start over by a week. And this will give me the data I want. It has searching the web. It has searching Triple Whale docs. So I can ask it, what is the total impact model and how does it work? Modi's being a little moody, doesn't want to break it down per week for me. Okay, that happens sometimes. You got to give it a little knock and it works. It's like OpenAI's large language models. The same thing over here. This is the first time that Triple Whale has built something that's not deterministic, right? Like this thing has a personality of its own. We do the best to steer it in the right direction. And this is an example of where we're searching the docs. One very important thing when you ask Mobi questions is, again, seeing where it comes from. So over here, you'll see this came from our knowledge base. And we search. You can also ask Mobi about its own docs, right? What can you tell me more about the orders table? And now it will go to our own internal docs and search 3.0 about new triple well about the orders table and give me a write up about it. Beautiful. And it's going to break down all the dimensions, all the different good stuff that you need about the data. Amazing. There's a lot of cool ways to visualize your attribution here as well. So you can do things like give me my FB ROAS and break it out by model over the last 44 days. And I don't think this view is actually available in Triple Whale today, just to see your ROAS broken out by model, just ROAS by, sorry. I think we're at time, right? Let's just watch this getting built for a second, and then we'll move on. Some queries are heavier than the others. So let's say breaking out by model is a heavy query. What you actually see on the surface of the query, so beautiful. I have it broken out by model. I have the total impact model. I have meta plus views, triple attribution, all of them. What you actually see over here on the surface, this small query, is because we did a crazy amount of engineering. There's around 1,400 lines of code behind this query that gets generated every single time this happens. That's why, like when I say it, there's a lot of engineering behind this to make it work. It may look simple. There's a lot of engineering that went into making this work. Okay, I think we can wrap it up. I think this is a great session. I had a good time.
Awesome.
Week.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds good. And one thing on that could be cool to even look at next week or in the future is looking at like the correlation coefficients of those attribution models to key metrics like new customer revenue, et cetera. But we'll get into that more another time. But yeah, so this was the first, yes.
Right now, the code interpreter throws out a correlation, which is great. It tells you, but it's not pretty. We want to make it a little prettier.
Exactly.
So we're going to make that.
Awesome. So we'll be back around this time next week. And just to remind you guys, you can scan this QR code to go to the Mobi page to get access to the wait list, or go to triplewhale.com/Mobi. But we'll be continuing to roll these videos out weekly, and we're excited to continue building with you all. And you can use Narwhal Nation too to submit your questions.
Amazing, everyone. Thank you so much for joining.
All right. Thank you, everyone.